Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Post to Post from Coast to Coast Wrestling Podcast. My name is AJ East Coast, and I am your host. And
And
that was
it's
our
me.
powerful intro music.
Yes, and it's me, Jeremy AT. Powerful. No, it wasn't. We got to find some good music producers out
I'll be
there
I'll be
that can
honest with
help
you.
us.
I think I played the wrong one. I think this
Oh,
is the one we're supposed to play. This was the one that was supposed to be played.
Powered by Riverside.
That was the one that was supposed to be
that is
played, ladies and
hilarious.
gentlemen. I hit the wrong button. It's my bad. That is my bad. But
That's
it is
right.
all good now.
Yeah.
Jeremy, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good. Sorry guys, it's been a minute. We have just been a little bit busy around these parts, and then I got a little sick, so I could not participate in last week's episode, but I'm feeling better now. But yeah, looking forward to the future. Tomorrow is my birthday.
Turn on that applause. Yeah.
Tomorrow is my birthday. I joined the 30 club.
Here, here. Oh God! Not with the sound effect. Not with the.
I told you.
What happens when you let him play with any kind of effect? He falls in love with it. Golly. Happy birthday to our very own AJ East Coast, who will be
Thank you so much.
Dirty 30 tomorrow.
Dirty 30 is
and many more years
tomorrow.
To come.
Yes. It's been a very interesting 3 decades. Spent most of the first half of this last decade in the middle of nowhere, Pacific Ocean, Afghanistan, things like that. Spent the remainder of this decade in Florida and Rhode Island and pretty much traveling the whole country. And then, we spent the whole 2022's, 2011's, 12's high school, and then went right into the Navy right after that. So I went to college for a little bit too. So
what a life!
Quick little thing about me.
What a life!
What a life! Yes, and we have a baby now.
Yep.
Things are just moving along into the
trucking
30
along.
years.
All you can do.
How's it been for you since your start of your 30th year?
It's been all right. It's navigating different waters. You know, you look at life a little more differently at 30 than you did when you were 20.
I agree with that.
And as I'm getting older in life or younger at heart, I don't know what to say. I find myself being in bed a little more earlier.
I do too. I try to, at least. It feels nicer that way.
It does.
Well,
but life is good.
As an early birthday present to myself, I thought that I would introduce a new segment here on the show. But last week, or the last time we met, I told you to hold on to your horses, keep the reins on them. But this time, we're going to let the horses out of the stable as fast as we can, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me get them out!
Because we have what we like to call now Jeremy Presents Dom and Liv's Love Corner.
My
this
God.
will be giving you all the news
based
on Dominic Mysterio and our World's Women Champion, Liv Morgan.
You just gotta love her, don't you? You just gotta. And another theme song to go with it. This show has gone off the rails already.
We're only 5 minutes into it and we're off the rails.
Oh my goodness. But yes, what a story. What a fun time. Hey, if you hate this story, I hate it for you. I hate you just as much. Okay? Like I said, if y'all like it, I love it. This story is fabulous between Dom and Liv. I just can't get enough of it. Week after,
Me
it's
neither.
must-see television. It is must-see television. It's even bleeding into the main event. I mean, last week, well, not last week, yesterday, or whatever time we're posting this up, I don't know. On Monday Night Raw this week of this show, Liv Morgan, the lady that just keeps on giving, our all wonderful women's champion, was giving Dominic an ultimatum or giving him some sort of relaxation before his match between the deadbeat Rey Mysterio and Zelina, I want to make it Vega. Okay?
Good one.
She
Good one.
Gave him chicken nuggies and chicken tendies and video games and stretching. That is what a good woman does for her man. And I hope I hope Dom sees that. I'm not Rhea Ripley, excuse me. Fuck her. I'm talking about Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is the best. Liv Morgan treats Dominic the way he should be treated, like a man. I wish someone would give me 2K24 and chicken nuggies and tendies and give me a nice little stretch before my match, even though I'm not a wrestler. But come on.
She got all up in there and stretched him out.
Yes.
Then he was just like, "Oh, this isn't so bad." Then my favorite part was Pat McAfee later in the show gives us a football style, like where they circle on the screen, gives us a breakdown, a play-by-play analysis of everything that was going on between Dominic and Liv. Hysterical. It was so funny.
I wish they saved this for the Netflix era of Monday Night Raw, because they could have gone 10 miles to Texas with this story.
I think this is just a preview of something that's going to happen in the Netflix era.
It made me hot and bothered. Let me just say that.
A couple weeks ago, she sends a spicy text to Dom.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know what's on the text, but Damian, when he shows the picture to Dominic, or Dominic shows it to Damian, and Damian goes "Wepa." And for those of you that aren't don't understand the Spanish culture, when we say "Wepa" when we want to have a good time, baby, it's very well known amongst the Puerto Rican people to say "Wepa."
Absolutely, he saw it.
Wepa.
He saw it.
Yes, he did.
We knew what was on that photo.
Carlito goes, "Oh, that's cool." And like you mentioned before, they get presents, 2K and chicken nuggets.
Yeah, chicken nuggies, chicken tendies. I mean, come on. I mean, that's all Dominic eats anyway.
Yeah. He's a growing boy. He's a growing 20-something old. Yeah.
He needs something to take the edge off here.
Oh, man. And then the week prior, so Dom, he's like getting involved in Selena's and Liv's World Championship match. And I got to say, when Selena threw the chair and hit Dom in the face, that look that Liv Morgan gave, she was so pissed off.
You can't mess with her man like that.
No.
You just can't do that. That's cardinal sin number 1 of this revenge tour. Don't touch her man like that. Go on.
Don't touch Dirty Dom.
No, don't. Well,
she hits the Oblivion and retains the world title last week. But then also there's a match between Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, and during the matchup, Dominic falls on top of Liv, and Liv is like pulling him down, like, "Oh, please stay here." And Dominic's like, no, get off. But she's pulling on him as hard as she possibly can. She's tugging on those ropes.
I mean, come on. Can't keep your hands off. Come on.
Come on. And then she
probably
went
is
ahead.
what they might do later on.
That I think you might be right. I mean, with Netflix, you never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely.
I'm wishing that it wasn't in January that Netflix was coming on, and I wish that it was a little bit sooner than that.
Yeah, that's what I wish a lot of the time. But hey, you know what? They got to do what they got to do.
Liv Morgan also took to social media. Tell me what she did.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Child. They need to make a t-shirt out of her, just her face and under it. And give that girl, whoever did that whoever, she's viral right now. Give her the Nobel Peace Prize, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She
deserves a Medal of Freedom.
She is an icon. She is absolutely an icon. But yes, Liv takes to social media and she's like, got to do a little hot and spit on that thing, which she means not that thing, but she talks about her women's world championship, the greatest women's.
You know what she meant. You know what she meant.
I know what she meant, but shoot, tell the people came the devil. Right. See, this is what happens when you have him playing with all this stuff right there. Okay. Someone needs to take that.
You're not taking it away from me.
All right, whatever.
I sent you that picture on Instagram of them. She made like some kind of, I don't know if it was an artist did it for her, but like one of those cutesy anime pictures of them together too.
You did.
Yeah.
It's excellent.
And Dom being a dog is liking all her pictures.
Can you blame him? Can you absolutely blame him? You can't blame him for liking that. I'm telling you, this fella is cracking at the seams, and when he cracks, he's going to implode. Implode, people.
Well, speaking of almost imploding, the Judgment Day interrupted the whole rub down situation. And my favorite part was when what's his name? JD McForehead and Finn Balor pop in like 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Peeking around the corner.
I couldn't
That
stop
was hysterical. And then here we go with Damian say Wepa again.
So, yeah. Well, he knows Dominic's the youngest out of all of them. He can't keep his hands to himself. Well, he did keep his hands to himself.
He did say, I'm acting like your dad at this point.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he's the oldest of the bunch. Well, him and Vin are the more senior members. But let's think about this for a second here. Damian Priest is a freaking snitch. I think he is. He told on Dom, and I know Mommy was watching from the wings, but he told on Dom. He snitched on Dom.
He let him know. He let her know.
He snitched on Dom to Mommy. You know what they always say? Snitches get stitches. And I hope to God on August 3rd at SummerSlam, Gunther takes the world title from him because you know why? Because he snitched on Dominic Mysterio trying to get what he wants. I hope he loses.
Carlito's funny with his little one-liners too.
He is pretty funny.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah. It looks pretty hard to me. Oh,
yeah. I love it.
Out of control.
I wish this was on Netflix, but we can't always get what we want, right?
It's going somewhere.
It is
going somewhere.
It is going somewhere.
And I agree with you. I think Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan are in cahoots with each other.
I told you from the very beginning. They are in cahoots. There's a plan, a big plan.
Well, they won. Find out. I know that we're a little ahead of ourselves, and we'll get to.
Are we ahead of ourselves? I'm sorry.
No, not really, but only can we talk about the main event, the mixed tag team match. At the end of it, they hugged each other. They were like, "Oh, we won! Yes!" It was the first time also that Dominic beat Rey Mysterio.
Yes, very good. Yes,
very good. but they hugged each other, and then she pulls him on top of him again, and they almost kiss. They almost did it.
No, yes, that's true. But until what? Until mommy comes back.
Comes back. They
Oh.
hear "This is my brutality."
Yeah,
And
whatever.
Rhea Ripley, that's one of our big news of the night, ladies and gentlemen.
Boo.
Is that Rhea Ripley returned
Boo.
to Monday Night Raw just to chase off Liv Morgan.
Boo.
But we'll get to all that. Jeremy's not a fan of mommy anymore.
No, I am not a fan of mommy anymore because they broke up the biggest power couple in the history of professional wrestling. She cock blocked the entire thing. I'm upset.
Oh.
And you know what? If they are going to face each other at SummerSlam, I hope to God and I pray to the Lord above that everything that Rhea Ripley has is taken away from her. I hope this revenge tour comes into full fruition. Liv gets what she wants, takes Dom away from Rhea, and that's it. I just wish nothing but the worst for Rhea Ripley right now.
I do too. I mean, I have to agree with you because just like you said, it's must-see television.
It is must-see television.
Dom, and
Liv.
It
reminds me of Edge and Lita 2006.
Yes.
But they're just weaseling their way into it. Oh, anyway, I am not happy Rhea Ripley has returned. I wish she stayed gone. Because she's ruining it for me right now. She's ruining it for me right now. You hear me? Ruining it for me.
I hear you. Well, we'll see what happens. She's not going to be happy.
So, let me just say this. What has Rhea Ripley ever done for Dom? You know,
other than get him away from Rey Mysterio.
Friends, and yeah, because of her, she brought him into the Judgment Day, and
she turned him like Anakin being turned to the dark side.
He did turn to the dark side, and that's okay. That's okay. But where was ever the love and affection for her Latino heat? She may have said it, but she never really gave the affection to Dominic Mysterio. You see, Liv gave him chicken nuggets and tendies and video games and helped him stretch before a match. Did Rhea Ripley ever do that? No. All she did when they first met was put him in the tree of woe and choked him out with her legs. Do you remember that in 2022?
I do remember that. Remember that.
So what has Rhea Ripley done for Dominic Mysterio? Not a damn thing.
Well, like Liv Morgan says, she's calling him daddy, so.
Yes, and rightfully so. He should not be cooked by Rhea Ripley. Should not be. Anyway, we're going way off the rails with this.
That was AJ's and Jeremy's. Well, Jeremy presents the Love Corner.
Well, let me tell you something, though. It's coming, All right? It is.
In one way or another.
One way or another between Liv and Dominic, it's coming. He's going to get that hot too, like she said. He's going to get it. He's going to get it. Yes. Shushoom. That's it.
Shushoom.
All right. What else we got on the agenda before I take over this show?
We are live streaming for the first time tonight on YouTube and Facebook. Simultaneously, we are on YouTube, ladies.
We're live right now.
We are live on YouTube.
Oh no.
And live on Facebook. Why is that oh no?
Because my grandma's on Facebook, and if she heard half the filth that I said, so.
Yes, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. This is our first time trying out the YouTube thing. But we will figure it out on like how to get more people to be involved, should I say, on the YouTube situation. I haven't quite figured it out. I put WWE. We review Money in the Bank, Forbidden Door. I didn't put the name of our podcast yet, but hopefully we get some attention. So thank you in the future to anyone else that comes in on YouTube.
Sorry, Grandma.
But I think one of these days, Jeremy and I did talk about it post Money in the Bank, that one of these days we're going to go ahead and hop on the podcast, even though it'll be a little bit late at night.
You'll have not a delayed reaction. You're going to get something that's probably right after the show-ish. And we'll kind of dissect everything that went on during the show. So don't worry about it. It may be a little late at night, but you can hear it in the morning. We're okay with the day after here.
Yes, we are. Jeremy, we got our first live stream chat. Somebody says, "Go guys, this is awesome."
Who is it?
I gotta check. It's coming from Facebook.
Oh,
shout out to Mort. Oh, we went to high school with her, Morgan Thomas.
Hi, baby. Love her. Love me some Morgan. But yes, indeed.
Thank you for being our ever first comment on our live stream. We haven't had that. Oh, speaking of that, some more house cleaning things. Spotify now allows you to comment on anything that you want. If those of you choose to listen to this on Spotify, you can go ahead and leave us a comment, interact with us, and we can be able to directly comment right back to you.
Okay, so. I'm on Facebook and I can see us live. I'm so scared.
You see the lemon shirt guy. I think that's my gimmick now, the lemon shirt guy.
Hey,
long hairs and lemon shirt. Long hair and lemon shirt.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of making it whatever I want, I don't know if it's making it whatever I want or whatever they want, but our friends over at AEW, they put on a pay-per-view.
They did.
Well, yes, acquaintances maybe, because here's the thing. I don't watch Dynamite. I don't watch Collision. I don't watch Rampage. I don't watch anything. I caught the pay-per-view. Tonight is not going to be the night where we sit here and talk about every single one of the matches. Can't do it. I can't do it. I'm talking about AEW Forbidden Door. But that is now, take a guess how many matches they put on that show.
I would say in the 10s.
You'd be correct.
That's what they usually do.
11 matches, 16 matches total.
Was it 16?
16 all together. By the end of the night, 16 matches. I could not believe it. I remember texting you at some point during the pay-per-view, when the hell is this main event going to happen?
Yeah.
Because I was so exhausted. I was wrestling exhausted. I could not handle it anymore.
I feel you on that one. There were a couple that I totally skipped through, and it was like an hour into the show, and I was like, oh my God, we're not even halfway done yet. You know?
Yeah, I missed some of it
not
too.
Even a quarter.
I did not see Samoa Joe and Hook. I did not see Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah.
And I was pretty much asleep by the time the IWGP World Championship changed hands. Long Island, New York, pretty low attendance. 10,000 fans for pay-per-view. Pretty low attendance.
It's better than what they garner on a weekly basis.
Yeah. But here's the thing. WWE Raw is selling out 12,000, 13,000 just for Monday Night Raw.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So apparently they had 1,711 tickets to left over to distribute, left over to do as what they please with. Sometimes they give it to the troops, maybe some local people.
Mhm.
but that just goes to show you that they still had almost $2,000 worth of seats left over.
Yeah.
And that's because you put on a fucking show that nobody really wants to see with a bunch of people no one's ever fucking heard of. I think you should have done Forbidden Door once and left the Forbidden back door closed. Close that back door.
Yeah, it wasn't all that best, but you know, again, I mean, there were a few shining spots
Few
on
shining
that.
spots.
You
Also
know,
notice that we're matching again with our clear glasses. I found these.
oh, cool.
Before we get into it, or that's what I was going to say. Before we get into it, we Morgan says that she loves you, Jeremy Allen Taylor.
That's me.
That is you. That is you.
Love you back, honey. I loved. Oh my god, I love her. Anywho, and look, it has captions on the live stream on Facebook.
How
Isn't that
cool is that?
cool?
That is
God,
cool.
AI is scary. It's like I robot. Good God.
The AI, especially for our friends here at Riverside that have set this up for us, is pretty scary. Anyways, so we open the show with our Long Island native wearing Mets gear, MJF, and I just want to talk about that for a little bit because I mean, MJF, he went out there and he stole everybody's gimmick right away. He did Ric Flair. I think he did who's the guy that Rick Rude, Randy Savage, like everybody's gimmick he started doing. And I thought that was hysterical. I think even at one point there might have been a gritty thrown in there or too much. But little scary, MJF seemed to have hurt himself in the match. I don't know if it's legitimate or not, but possibly. They're saying that there might be a little arm injury during it. But overall, this against Hechicero, I don't know. Like I said, MJF said it in a promo. It's going to be against some guy from Mexico that no one's ever heard of. I've never heard of him. But he played a good heel. He played a good role. You know, what were your thoughts?
It was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay. It it was just to get Max on the card. He's
absolutely.
an island, and no better way to start off with the hometown guy. But that's all there was to it. There was nothing too special about it. It really wasn't. So
I enjoyed that he used the Brainbuster to win. Pretty interesting. Oh, and the Long Island Sunrise. He stole Adam Cole's Panama Sunrise move.
Yeah.
So he stole Panama Sunrise and then right into a Brainbuster, which is a little different than we're used to, but it was like you said, it was an okay match. Then we had the Elite with the Acclaimed. I think I only watched a little bit of it because you know how much I hate Okada. I really just hate the Elite. Max Caster, I really just watched it for the rap.
Yeah.
He said bitch like 18 times.
Yeah.
During the rap.
Yeah.
Tanahashi and Okada faced off again, which we know their long history. Other than that, I totally forgot about the match. What about you?
Okay. You don't have to go through all of it. You can just...
Oh, I know. I totally forgot the rest of that. I forgot the rest of that match.
You don't have to go through any else of the card if you don't want to.
Well, I guess the only thing to really come out of it is that Danielson showed up pretty clean, did an all right job. Then we went to, and he beat some guy, I don't know, some fucking asshole. And then they went to Mariah May versus Toni Storm. And I had a problem with it because I didn't like, at the end, they did the 3-way kiss thing. And I was like, this is fucking awkward. I was
Hey,
like, I
it's
don't like
24.
this.
What's wrong with lesbian love?
Nothing, but I was like, I just doesn't mean to be on a wrestling show. I was like, this is some pervert ass shit, and I don't like it.
Oh, come on.
But
What
everybody's
we're talking
happy,
about
and
with Dom and Liv is pervert. That's it.
I don't know. It felt different when I watched it with Tony Storm. I don't know why, but it did. But like they all put away the hatchet. Everybody's friends now. Wonderful. Um, didn't see Zack Sabre Jr. and Orange Cassidy. Don't even know who
No.
won. Didn't see the Hook match. I got halfway back into it just in time to see Jack Perry climb the ladder and win the TNT title ladder match. What about you?
Yeah. Again, it's something to move it'll the needle along to the blood and guts match coming up
Now
on
they're draped in gold. Even
two
though
2 weeks from now.
stupid ass Okada has that championship, the meaningless championship.
It's too many titles over there.
The fake ass Intercontinental Championship. I will say I really enjoyed Mercedes Moné and Stephanie Vacour. I really did. I thought it was. I remember texting you saying most of this night has been sleepy, but this is a good one. I enjoyed it. It was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty physical between them. I knew though that Mercedes Moné was coming out of it winning the double championship. But why? Why, Jeremy? Why? Why is it needed for her to be the NWJP strong champion? Why?
I can't tell you why. I can tell you that there are tens of millions of dollars being thrown at her. She is their attraction. So they're going to make her look as dominant as she possibly can. Again, her first match in AEW, she wins the TBS championship. Her I don't know if this is her second or third, fourth match. Now she's the New Japan Strong Champion. Okay. Right. That's all it's to elevate, well, not even elevate her, but just to give her the crown and say, I'm a dominant woman. I think the great thing that we're getting out of it, though, is the return of Britt Baker, which
yes,
it's interesting because it was always
thank
a
goodness
dream
for
match.
that.
Even within Mercedes' free agency at the time, even at her free agency at the time, they they've always promoted that match.
Yeah, and I agree with you. I mean, that is a dream match itself. When I saw DMD come out, I was like, you know what? I'm excited. I'm excited to see that only just because I'm a big fan of Britt Baker. But it'll set up a good match. It'll set up a good. At least out of that, we'll get a good match.
And it's you have Wembley Stadium coming up in about 6 weeks or so. So that's probably what they're going for. So I can buy it for now. A lot going into it. It really elevates the TBS title as well too, to have a match of that caliber. So
yeah, because Britt Baker hasn't really gone through a TBS title ringer, has she?
No.
So
she's
at least
gone for a while.
Least we got that.
Yeah.
She looks great. It's gonna be probably some great promos between the two of them. There is some. How long has she been gone? At least
about a year.
Probably a year. I'm thinking
year and some change. But you know what? She's coming back better than ever, and I think that again, it's going to be quite the main event at Wembley. That's a Wembley stadium. It's a stadium
That's
show.
a Wembley. Yeah, that's a stadium show. Then immediately after this, AEW announces that they will also be participating, like with Wrestle Dynasty in the Tokyo Dome.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the largest summit of professional wrestling companies in the world. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. The day after Wrestle Kingdom, what is it, 1819 now?
Something like that, yeah.
Always on my birthday. So if you ever want to know when Wrestle Kingdom is every year,
Is that
it's
right?
January 4th, every
Tokyo
year.
Dome.
Tokyo
You
Dome.
gotta go. One of these years, you gotta make the trip over there for your birthday.
To go to Japan and watch wrestling? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. You know, the whole time I was stationed in Japan, I never got the chance to go see them. I just could not get the time off to do it.
Oh.
And then also the city I was living in was where the office of New Japan was.
Yeah.
It was in the train station, and when I say in the train station, I mean the office was above the train station the whole time I was stationed in Japan.
That's cool.
I had no idea until after I left. So
it happens.
A missed opportunity as it is.
Oh yeah.
One thing that came up next, which was not a missed opportunity, John Moxley was in his Death Rider NJPW thing, didn't come out to Wild Thing, dressed in the NJPW gear, and had a decent wrestling match, Japanese style. Title changes hands, which I knew was going to happen. Tetsuya Naito takes over, and it was a basic Moxley match, I could say that, but with a little bit more Japanese flair added into it, shall we say.
Yeah. Well, we knew that he wasn't going to be champion long with the IWGP Heavyweight title. Again, it's New Japan's property, and as you know, they can't keep it that long. I mean, during the pandemic, John Moxley was a long reigning United States champion. Eventually, because you know what happened during COVID, nobody could go anywhere, and the Japanese borders were closed. I mean, like lockdown, a bubble you couldn't get into.
You could not go there.
So,
no, sir.
I think they had to strip him of that championship eventually so they can send the belt back to Japan. But no, when you're talking about New Japan and having champions in outside companies, it's not going to be a long title reign. That's for sure.
No.
It's too much responsibility because you not only have to defend in the United States, you have to go to Japan from time to time. And the trip from stateside to Japan is not an easy trip. That's 15, 16, 18 hours that you're traveling. So it just is not feasible.
No.
But anyway.
I knew it was going to happen. I knew the second he walked out, I said, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. There's a new change of championships. Well, anyways, to end after what felt like fucking 6 years of wrestling, we ended the show Swerve versus Ospreay. Who's that guy that says the ball in Mike somebody?
Oh, Mike, was it Mike Jones? No.
Mike Jones, maybe, I think. It goes to show you how much I know about rap music, but it was cool to see him. He partnered up with Swerve. And then they put on what I thought was the most excellent main event that AEW has produced to this point. I thought it was fucking phenomenal. And I will say that it was able to wait out the amount of time that it took. I even took a break and did some other shit during the show, but the amount of time that it took for this show to happen, I'm glad that I stuck around and saw the main event.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it was one of those main events that made you kind of think about what makes AEW so special. And because right now it's been lost for a while, for the last couple of years, because it was must see television. It was the new wrestling company. It was a major wrestling company that had the same financial backing as the WWE, if not more revenue, that could produce top tier television, going to arenas week after week. You know what I mean? TNA did it every once in a while, but AEW did it, you know, every week, sold out. Um, but that match right there showed me like, wow, this is what makes AEW special, because you have wrestlers like Swerve and Osprey who can tear down the house. Which again, Osprey is the only wrestler that I think that, as of recent signings, has proven his worth for the money that he's given.
Absolutely. I'd agree with you. 100%. 100%.
So I thought it was a
That's a great point.
fantastic contest. I thought it was a beautiful contest. And Swerve, rightfully so, I think gave Osprey his first defeat, I think. I mean, it's a good contest. It was great. It was twists and turns and
The back and forth, the combo for combo.
Yeah, it was fabulous. So
the crowd woke up for it. Thank goodness.
Absolutely, yeah.
Especially because of the stalemate early exchange. So
Yes.
that was good.
It's again, Will Ospreay is proving his worth, and proving that he is a good signing and he's worth the money that they're investing in him.
All of the near falls made me jump out of my seat, go, oh shoot, we're gonna have a new champ. Swerve hitting that huge swerve stomp from the top while Osprey was laid out on the table and the table didn't move. I said, oh my lord, he is gonna break that man's chest cavity.
Yeah.
Oh, that was brutal. That was brutal. And then the Os Cutters going into the Stormbreaker, I said, that's it. New champ right there. They're going to change the belt. It didn't happen, though.
Right.
And onlooking was Daniel Garcia. That was really weird. MJF was also onlooking. And then Swerve hit the hidden blade. He decided to hit the hidden blade on Osprey, and then Osprey goes to hit a hidden blade, knocks out the referee, and I was like, oh, what are they about to do here? Don Callis gets involved, hands Osprey a screwdriver. Osprey's like, I can't do it, there's no way. Prince Nana wasn't having it. Prince Nana said, no sir, took the screwdriver away. He then walks into the swerve call. It's not a swerve call, the house call. That doesn't work, but at this point, he's selling that he's out on his feet, and Swerve like taps him on the back of the head like, it's all right, I'm gonna end this now. Hits him with another house call, which was a total of 3. And he hit him with a Made in Japan. Awesome match. 1, 2, 3. Swerve still your champion. I left happy. I left enjoyed. I left excited. I left very well pleased that this main event happened.
I sentiment's still the same. It was exciting, thrilling, everything you need out of a world title match. And again, Will is main event caliber. He is going to be the focal point. Yep, he will be the focal point of the run to Wembley Stadium, and he will have a pretty predominant spot. I know that we're probably getting MJF versus Will Ospreay for the international title. which is good. I think it's good.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking
So,
forward to them being in the ring together regardless.
and it's going to be promo after promo. It's going to be good promos. So,
Yeah.
if anything, your money's worth is on Will Ospreay in Wembley Stadium for that pay-per-view. I think it's going to be fantastic. If you watch any match, watch his. He is must-see TV.
Yeah.
And so is Swerve, must-see TV.
Well, that was Forbidden Door, and that's all I've got to say about
That
Forbidden Door.
that was a little long for that one.
Close the door. Next, I thought that so like I said, the main point of our stream tonight is going to be talking about Money in the Bank and the coming Raw, the Raw after Money in the Bank, the Raw after the Bank. But before we get there, I just wanted to do a little segment on the Wyatt Six, and because it's been a couple weeks in between our episodes, what's been happening on television with the Wyatt Six. So go back a couple weeks, and this is honestly some of the best cinema, the best work, the best stuff I've seen since the early days of Bray Wyatt. It is so perfect in every way. And we're going to get a little emotional here, folks, but so Nikki Cross is on 3 weeks ago erupted by the Wyatt Six on his show. Pat McAfee's not there, so Michael Cole decides to open it for him, and inside is a VHS tape. For our younger listeners, that's what Jeremy and I watched when we were kids, VHSs. And then they played it, and it's Howdy and Bo Dallas sitting in a room together talking to each other. And Uncle Howdy's got like this ominous, almost, it's like distorted. It's like he's happy, yet sad, yet interviewee at the same time. And the first question he asks is, so how are you doing since the loss? And this is Uncle Howdy speaking to Bo Dallas. And that just
I think I lost him.
You there?
Okay, I can hear you now.
Sorry about that. So he leans into him more and he says, how do you feel since your brother died? And I went, oh my. I physically could not pick my jaw up off the floor, Jeremy. I couldn't believe it. And like I mentioned to you before we started this podcast, for the last 3 weeks, every time I've watched these VHS videos, and we'll talk about them because there's 2 more, I physically and emotionally have a response to it. My skin gets, I get goosebumps. It hurts to watch this. If you guys haven't watched it, you guys have to go back and watch it. So he says, don't you think that you've been exploiting your brother's legacy? And he's going back and forth with Bo Dallas. And Bo Dallas says, all I ever wanted to be was my brother. Oh my gosh, I lost it, Jeremy. A little tear started to come over my eyes. And then it's one of the most powerful moments I've ever heard in all of wrestling promos. He says, we were there. We had it. We were finally there. We were going to rule together. And obviously he's talking about Uncle Howdy and Bray Wyatt working together and their last time they were in the ring together in Montreal. And just, it made you feel so sad that Bray Wyatt is dead. But it was so real when he said that, when you could see the look in Bo Dallas's eyes, you could see him. He just said, yeah, we have it. We had it. And then it was taken from me. Oh, Jeremy, it hurt. And then he asks him, he says something, I can't remember exactly what he says to him. Oh, but he says, but we made them remember. And Uncle Howdy, in like a smiley way, says, yes, we did. It hurts me even talking about it.
Well, I think one of the lines that actually got me was when Taylor, or Bo Dallas, I'm sorry, said that, what am I supposed to do? Let him become a mausoleum? Meaning Bray. I think that was probably a, what am I going to do? Just let him be this memory, this legacy. And it really opened up the realness, probably this journey of loss and grief, and how he's navigating the loss and the grief, and Howdy is that pain. Howdy, just like the Fiend represented something for Bray, Howdy represents a pain, a memory. The videotape is a relic of time gone by, that it represents a childhood, something that he holds those good memories on. You know what I mean? Those tapes are his thoughts. Those tapes are his memories. So I think it's really cool what they're doing with this Wyatt Six and with Uncle Howdy. And honestly, I didn't have too much expectation for it, other than it being a ripoff of something. But now it is interesting, and they're letting these characters blossom. So anyway, I just wanted to bring that thought up really fast.
Well, what other thoughts do you have on the first VHS video?
I thought it was incredible. And the fact of the matter is, if you look close enough, it's in the Firefly Funhouse.
I was going to say that. If you really, really, really pay attention, it's in the Firefly Funhouse. Yeah.
And I think that's pretty cool.
That's some special stuff right there. Bray Wyatt smiling down on that one. It's also sad. It's powerful. It's gut-wrenching. It's heartache. You could feel Bo Dallas's heartache.
Yeah. It pain. You'll never truly get through it.
No.
You just only make it day by day, but it'll never leave you. It'll never leave you. No. Loss is a tough thing. And you can compartmentalize it however you feel. And I think that's what they're doing with these segments, is Bo's trying to navigate. And the only way he can find solace is in Uncle Howdy and the Firefly Funhouse characters. But anyway.
Well, yeah, and I thought, like I said, it was just so powerful. I texted a bunch of people and I said, this is the best segment that they ever did. That they ever did on Raw. The best segment. The very best. The very, very best. Go ahead and let us know what happened on the second tape, Jeremy.
You can do that. I totally forgot.
Okay. Well, he kind of sits him down and he's asking him, how much longer are we going to go ahead and do this? How much longer are we going back and forth? And he asks him, is it this the one that he asks him, does this make you feel special?
Mm-hmm. I remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
And Bo Dallas responds, he says, special implies that others are not, that are less than him. And you could see the battle in the mind happening in Bo Dallas. And I remember there's a quote I read about a fight in your head is a scary place to be on a Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
That quote has always meant something to me. But I felt that come into fruition here during this Bray Wyatt's second tape, or Uncle Howdy's second tape, because Uncle Howdy's like, obviously he's talking to himself. He's telling him, you know, are you special?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you're different? Do you think that how much longer are we really going to do this? And then Bo Dallas, he says, and he tells everyone, he says, those, we're the ones that everyone wanted to forget about. We're the ones that everybody abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
And then we made them notice us. And that's true. All of that has so much truth to it, because, and you think about Eric Rowan being tossed aside and being partnered with Daniel Bryan after everything with the Wyatt family, and then the Bludgeon Brothers, and then being released from WWE, and then slowly you forget about Eric Rowan. And then Nikki Cross being tossed aside and becoming the almost superhero Nikki Cross after she had a great run with Alexa Bliss. And then the everything that happened with Dexter Lumis, he was so great in NXT and then tossed aside when he came to the main roster. I think he had those couple interactions with Miz, and that was it. And then Joe Gacy gets pretty much abandoned with the schism thing on NXT, and then gets in a thing with Dijak, but nobody really paid attention to it. No one really cared. So this was powerful here during the second VHS tape, when he says that we made them notice us, that we're the ones that everybody abandoned.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
that was strong.
Yeah. And he slowly, and I'm remembering this now, in this one, he slowly morphs into Uncle Howdy, showing that they're not two separate entities, they're the same person. You know what I mean? Which speaks volumes. It's not a separate tale. It's I am him. I am nobody. I am all of us. And that is a pretty bizarre but powerful line. And
it's wonderful imagery.
It is. So there is, like you said, that mental battle going on right now with Bo Dallas.
Especially when he says, how much longer are we going to do this?
Right. And I think, honestly, he is out. He wants to just immerse himself as Uncle Howdy. I think that's what he's trying to do. He is trying to set him absolutely free. You know, set himself free. But again, you don't really, we only hit the tip of the iceberg with this stuff. Things are slowly coming together. But yeah, he is Uncle Bo Dallas is Uncle Howdy, and Uncle Howdy is Bo Dallas. There is no in between. There's no blurred line. He is who he is.
It gets to me. It's such good creation. It's good writing. It's everything that I imagined that this would be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the third one played The third tape, once again, Nikki Cross, Abby the Witch, whatever you want to call her. Jey Uso and Chad Gable have a match, and Chad Gable's left lying in the ring after Jey Uso hits a big spear. Smoke comes everywhere. She brings forward the box yet again. This time Pat McAfee's around. So you got to wonder why Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't quite put that together yet. But he puts them together with them. And Michael says, we're going to get this out to the
I lose him again.
Hello. You still there?
Yeah, it's just the connection keeps going in and out.
Oh, we're getting a bad this one really the third one, I had to go back and watch it twice. I had my hand over my mouth the whole time I was watching it. I was like this. I was like, I cannot believe what I'm seeing right now. And a lot of it points towards Chad Gable. A lot of it points towards a false prophets, a false family, and abandoning a family. Well, this time, Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, they, like you said, they're doing more merging into that one face, that one mind, that one everything together. And Uncle Howdy leans in and he says, "Tell me more about your family." Starts to go, talk about the different members of the Wyatt Six. And Bo Dallas says, "We're so happy that they remembered us. So happy." And this is finally they reveal. This is like not a finally, but it's like an official revelation of who exactly are playing these characters.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Gacy, Huskus, Mercy the Buzzard, Dexter Loomis, Rambling Rabbit, Eric Rowan, Abby the Witch, Nikki Cross.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes and he individually talks about everybody's pain and everybody's being tossed aside, and it's cutting to each of the characters, the hands on the head for the pig thing. But what really got me is right after he's talking about Rambling Rabbit and how much loss that he's been through, and that he himself is lost,
Mm-hmm.
and that he's obviously referring to the loss, the death of Brody Lee, John Huber. He's referring to the Bray Wyatt loss. He's referring to him in a more personified way, saying that he has lost himself. But then what got me, what sent shivers down my spine, Jeremy, is when he says, "For grief is the price that we pay for love. And now we must set the captives free, so they need no master." That was so freaking powerful when he said, "This is the price that we pay for love, is grief."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to explain it to you guys, but I had a physical and emotional reaction to this. I was like almost like I couldn't breathe when he said that line. And then Dallas asked Uncle Howdy, "Do you think we're sick? Do you think we're sick?" And the modulated voice responds, "Yes, I do." And Dallas says, "Then sick is what will be." Oh, such strong emotion and such strong words.
Mm-hmm.
I want to tear up just thinking about it. I really do. It's
You
so
can only, for those who lost somebody, can only know what that battle is like. Or even just going through the motions of every day, you know. Um, Again, WWE professional wrestling has never treaded on the waters of mental health
mm,
before. And this is what we're seeing as uncharted territory as far as stories go. Um, I think it's fantastic. It opens up a lot. People are actually relating to the videos, they're actually relating to the promos, they're actually relating to the characters. And that's what you need to do. But here's the thing, are they the good guys or are they the bad guys in the situation? You know, that's the big
mm-hmm.
question. But I think they're the good guys in the situation. Because Chad Gable being the target, he abandoned his so called family. He's an egotist. Everything that the Wyatt Six is against.
Everything they hate.
Okay. But I think they're beautiful promos. I think it's a slow roll, it's a slow simmer, but it needs to be a slow simmer.
I agree with you. It doesn't have to burn fast.
It
It can
doesn't.
be
And
it can be as slow as it needs to be.
it's like horror films, right? If you move too fast, right, you're going to lose the story. In this case, with anything that has to do with Bray, Bray was always a slow roll. He was always a slow simmer. He never wanted the water to boil so fast. Because if it boils over, it's going to go over and it's not going to be good. He believes getting all those flavors together to make it taste good and feel good, it's worth the wait till we get to the bigger picture. So I think we're getting there right now. And can we see the in-ring debut of these guys at SummerSlam? Maybe. Or can we see it more towards the end of the year? Maybe. But it doesn't have to be right now. I like the slow
No.
roll. I like it.
Um and like you said, for anyone that's lost someone, you love them so much, but then you grieve for them so hard, and I think that's what really got me.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at Rambling Rabbit's face at the face of Eric Rowan, and I saw that same look on his face when Bray Wyatt was gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And when
powerful.
Brody Lee was gone, two two of his brothers gone. Two of the original Wyatt family members
Just gone,
gone.
taken from him.
Young,
Suck young ages.
young. Brody Lee was not even in his 40s. I think he was 39 when he died. And Bray Wyatt being only 30, what, 35, 36 years old
36, I think. Yeah.
with,
That's 6 years
babies.
older than I am now.
Yeah, of course, but with us, it just shows life is short and enjoy it while you can. Um, but again, life took a very unexpected turn, and next month we are going to be on the 1 year anniversary of Bray Wyatt's death. Gone way too soon. But I think his legacy is living and thriving within his brother, living and thriving within Eric Rowan, living and thriving within Joe Gacy, living and thriving within Dexter Lumis and Nikki Cross. He's not gone. He's still with us. He may not have a physical body, but his spirit is all over the place.
Oh, it's everywhere.
So we'll get there. And that piano, that doom,
The
doom,
piano, yeah.
doom, the beginning of Shatter is such a, it's like Undertaker's gong, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's menacing, it's scary, it's creepy, danger's afoot.
I love also the distortion between Uncle Howdy and Bo Dallas, how it goes back and forth.
Inner
Shows him as
conflict.
Uncle Howdy, wearing the mask and the hair.
Mm-hmm.
The inner conflict, yeah. Well, afterwards, after the third tape was played this past Monday, Adam Pearce has an argument with Gable backstage, and Gable's like, "What the fuck, man? Like, what is all this stuff going on about? Why is this about me? They're obviously going after me." And Adam Pearce turns to him and says, "Well, have you thought about maybe why they're going after you in the first place?" Something along those lines. And then he opens his door to his office, and Bo Dallas is sitting in the office.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, because we never went back to that on Monday Night Raw. Is Adam Pearce okay?
Is he all right? Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to be in a room with Bo Dallas the way he's feeling, and if he has another personality in his head, that's crazy. And we never went back to Adam Pearce in the office. So is he all right? Adam, if you hear us, blink once for yes and two for no.
Wear a yellow button down next week if you
Yeah.
need help. Oh.
But interesting stuff.
Well, I think it's wonderful all around. It's, like I said, the best segment WWE has ever put on television, that first VHS one. And overall, some of the best stuff writing-wise that they've ever done. It's just...
Cinema, cinema, cinema.
Cinema, cinema, cinema.
Cinema.
Speaking of cinema, real quick, well, I guess we can talk about that. I'll get to that. I was going to talk about Paul Heyman real quick, but I want to finish. I want to finish with Raw, because really the only like important things that came out of Raw,
we already talked about.
We already talked about. The only other thing was Drew McIntyre being not there. So
suspended indefinitely.
It's suspended indefinitely. Punk opens up the show, comes out to the ring, and he makes a funny little thing that says that the ratings took a dip because Drew McIntyre was on television.
Oh.
He says that vengeance fueled him at Money in the Bank, and that's why he screwed the World Heavyweight Championship away, which we will get to our Money in the Bank review. It was then vengeance. It's all about vengeance. That's what it's all about. That actions have consequences, and these are the consequences for his actions. And he's asking Pierce to end his suspension so that he can get his hands on him. But then, whose music plays? Seth Rollins's. Seth Rollins' music plays. And I said, yes. I said, I cannot wait, because at least this is, I mean, we got that first Punk interaction with Punk and Rollins, and how heated and how much, emotion was behind that. I was like, oh, we're about to get something good here. We're about to get something really good here. But Punk kind of scurries away, sits on the announce desk, and Seth is pissed. Seth is mad at Punk that he gets screwed out of the World Championship, and he says to him that everybody, or that these actions have consequences, and that applies to everybody but you. And they get into a little bit of a heated action back and forth. CM Punk is the consequences for being stupid. And then he apologizes to Seth Rollins. He says, legitimately, I'm sorry. But then he makes a snarky remark and takes it right back, basically. And
Mhm.
Rollins is saying to him, it couldn't be an apology without you having to say some other shit.
Mhm.
But
Is he lying?
No, he's not. And Seth tells Punk that eventually down the line he's gonna get his for what he did to him this past weekend. He's gonna come and the bank is gonna repossess that house. What are your thoughts?
Oh, it's a 2-for-1 special for Mr. Phil Brooks. A 2-for-1 special. That's all I have to say. And what I mean by that is that you only had one problem, now you have 2 problems.
Yep.
Now, first of all, Drew McIntyre should have kept his freaking mouth shut and did and minded his own business. But since January, he kept talking about I took away CM Punk's WrestleMania main event. In actions, again, there are themes to these stories. Like you said, actions have consequences. The consequence for Drew McIntyre was at WrestleMania. He won the world title, had his moment, talked that smack. It opened up a Money in the Bank cash in, right?
Yep.
Which we'll get more to Money in the Bank, I think, after this. But, what happens now? He doesn't have his world title anymore. But now the opportunity comes for Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins and Damian Priest. Mix it up. Seth Rollins wants his World Heavyweight Championship back, but Drew McIntyre has other plans. He won Money in the Bank at Money in the Bank. Cashed in. He told everybody, I'm shooting my shot. I'm letting you know right now. Cashes in. Who comes out? CM Punk. Right? Collateral damage is Seth Rollins. It was a triple threat. The same thing that he did to Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, Seth Rollins I'm talking about, is the same thing that happens to him. He's cashed in on the expense of something else.
Yep.
So now Seth's like, you took this from me. Now I got to take a piece of meat out of you. I got to beat a hunk of meat out of you. So he has to get his pound of flesh now.
Yep.
That's what happens. Again, Phil Brooks, and I think this is funny because Phil's kind of exposing himself in these stories right now. That sometimes when you run your mouth too much, you get popped in the face. Look what's happening. Though. When he had only one problem, again, he has 2 problems. And these are 2 big problems.
They are big thorns in his side. They are a snake in his boot.
They very much are. Problems. And I think he messed with the wrong ones. But I think it's going to be great. Well, Drew's going to be first. But I think the catalyst of the whole thing is going to be Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is going to be doing something, which will lead us to a CM Punk Seth Rollins feud, which we should have got this year at WrestleMania. So it's really it's 2 stories. It's non-linear, but it's coming together, and I love it.
I love it too. I like that they'll eventually come together like that. That'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be really good. The only other thing that happened on Raw is that Damian Priest throws out the gentleman's agreement. He says, hey, after I'm done with Gunther, you can have a shot at the title.
Which is fine.
Which is cool. Fine. Yeah.
But I just don't think Priest is going to make it past SummerSlam.
No one's making it past Gunther.
Yeah. The King of the Ring or the King General, he's coming. That crown means nothing to him. What means the world to him is what's on Damian Priest's shoulder right now. And that's what's
he's going to be a world champion.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And he deserves it too. He's great.
One of the best of the last decade. He's so damn good.
Yeah.
So damn good.
So good.
we also got Sami Zayn calling out and saying that, what else do I have to prove, that this is what I have to do. And then Braun Breaker comes out and basically spears the living shit out of Sami Zayn, speared him out of his shoes, and then spears him again, beats him up. Dragunov gets involved. Dragunov and Braun Breaker have a match later where Braun Breaker causes the disqualification. So once again, Braun Breaker is still a force to be reckoned with, still a huge force, still a big storm in a lot of people's path. In a lot of people's path.
And like I said, I think we said in the last show, this is going to be a multiple match program between the two, and eventually Braun is going to best Sami Zayn and become the Intercontinental Champion. There's just no way around it. I think maybe he won't. I don't know, but how can you not book this young man to being a champion? How can you not? The talent's all there. He has been noted by many Hall of Famers and legends and amongst his peers that he's the next guy that they're going to push and elevate up to the very top of the card. He's going to be the guy that's going to step into Roman Reigns' place probably when Roman, if and when he retires, so this is a guy who's going to be main eventing multiple WrestleManias to begin with. So why not put it on him? Why not put the belt on him? That's all I have to say.
He'll be a great Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. He'll be a great champion.
He's a heavyweight for sure.
Yeah.
He's been doing spear and spear. That spear is dangerous. That's that Goldberg. Spear. That's that Goldberg spear. And to be completely honest, I know people have the spears, but I really loved Goldberg's spear and Edge's spear, or my favorites. Anyway, I'm off topic, but
I always loved Edge's spear too.
It's
never
devastating.
Really liked Batista's.
Batista's was good too. Anyway, sorry. What else do we got, sir?
I'm doing less hating this podcast.
You are doing less hating. You should. It's a new time, 30th birthday, and he's coming to his senses. Jim Light is what I call him.
We might not have the time for this episode, but to go over NXT Heat Wave.
Yeah, we'll do it. If you want, we can do another episode sometime this week.
We'll do another episode on NXT Heat Wave.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got some hating to do on that.
Okay, we're not going to hate today. We are on a good track.
We're on a good track. This is now the part of the show where we will talk about the Money in the Bank from head to toe. Unless here you got me in the hating mood now, unlike our fuckers over at AEW.
Okay, stop it. We're not going there. We're thinking positive. It is a little bit before your birthday. We can talk positive about Money in the Bank.
Yes. So we start the night off with the men's Money in the Bank match.
Yeah. Interesting.
That was cool. Was cool. So they start the night off and we get Andrade, Chad Gable, what's his name? LA Knight, Jey Uso, Drew McIntyre, and Carmelo Hayes.
Yes.
They start the night off. Big names. It felt cool. It felt like a big shot. Back and forth they go. Everybody starts grabbing ladders. McIntyre immediately grabs the ladders and starts wiping out Jey Uso, LA Knight, and Hayes. McIntyre climbs the ladder. Right away, I thought, oh, shit, this is going to happen fast.
Yeah.
Gable met him. Gable met him and stopped him. He locks in an armbar. But then Andrade, holy shit, Andrade, MVP of the match. Andrade jumps from one end of the ring halfway through, and not only hits Gable down, who's got an armbar on McIntyre. Part of one of the ladders, like I'm gonna like angle my arm a little bit, kind of to show you. Part of one of the ladders, he smacks his own body on the other ladder laying next to him, and you can tell that wasn't supposed to happen.
Right.
He stood up, and you could tell it fucked him up immediately.
Yeah.
Holy shit! What
I
a
thought he
spot.
broke his arm. I really did think.
Oh.
Or he might have broken a bone. Again, with these ladder matches, man, if you're not careful, a bone can snap. A bone can snap. It was like high offense for this men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Well, Andrade goes ahead and hits Carmelo with the Spanish Fly onto the ladder.
Love it.
And I said, oh, shit. Oh, shit. Andrade again.
Yeah. And, you know, Andrade is playing for keeps. You know, when he came back to the WWE, he was like, look, I'm going off, man. I'm going off. My wife may not be here right now, but I'm going off.
I'm going off.
I'm going to get mine. And he's been performing at top level. I don't understand why they're not booking him as much, because he is a great performer. But I agree with you. Andrade was the star of the night. Such
a star.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that inverted Spanish Fly was a holy shit moment.
Of course.
LA Knight hits a BFT, the blunt force trauma on McIntyre, and I said, yes, blunt force trauma.
Yes.
And then him and Jey Uso kind of form a little bit of an alliance.
Yeah.
Jey lands the Uso splash on McIntyre while LA Knight is holding him down, pulling his shoulders down.
Mm-hmm.
And then Knight and Jey climb the ladder, and we get the yeet. Yeah. Yeet.
Yeah. I love that. Two of the top baby faces in the company
at the top of the ladder. Yes.
And I got a good kick out of that one. I'm like, look at these two go. And I know they were having fun as hell doing that.
Yeah, they definitely had so much fun. And the crowd was behind them, louder than ever. But then they get pushed off the ladder. Hayes, it's time for Carmelo Hayes' moment. I said, this is time for Carmelo Hayes to shine. Carmelo Hayes lands a dive on Knight on the outside, and then comes in and hits nothing but net on Jey Uso.
A star-making performance, yes.
You took the words out of my mouth.
Yes.
You took the words out of my mouth.
You need those rookies in there because they're going to be the big-time players in the next few years. Carmelo Hayes, I see nothing but championship gold. I see nothing but classics in his future. I loved him in NXT. He was great in NXT. He's doing great on SmackDown.
All the way from when he came into Adam Cole's face and said, ruthless aggression, same energy, all the way to being the NXT champion.
Absolutely.
Great guy is Carmelo Hayes.
And the investment that they're making in that NXT talent pool that's been called up lately has been fabulous. Fabulous.
Yes.
Whereas with other people, those kind of guys were always swept to the side. It's a clear... what I love about this version of NXT and the main roster is that it's more streamlined now.
Mm-hmm.
That it's not like an entire character change like Vince used to do. You know what I mean? They're still them. They still have the same-ish themes, but you know, they're going in hard. But yeah, Carmelo is a star in the making, and you need those kind of people in that ladder. He is him. Absolutely.
I thought it was nuts because this next part, Andrade, once again, what the fuck was he thinking? But he hits a sunset flip from one ladder onto another. Carmelo bounces off the ladder.
Yes.
Oh.
It was a sickening thud.
Oh.
It was sickening. I thought he was concussed. I always think someone's bone is broken whenever they fall onto the ladders or they take huge bumps. I said, there is no way you survived that. No way. Your arm's broken. Your back's broken. Your legs broken.
Your neck is broken. Something's broken.
You're retired now.
That was incredible. That was... It was...
Incredible offense.
Incredible. And then even the next part, Gable takes him, throws LA Knight over the head, belly to belly, over the ring, onto a ladder on the outside that's sitting between the freaking announce desk and the ring apron. Holy shit, and LA Knight bounces off of it. Right there, I said his back is broken. His back is broken.
Or he's going to have a really rough time at the airport the next day getting out of Toronto.
Oh, that was bad.
Back to LA.
That was cool. It was cool, but it was bad.
Cool but bad. That's what we say. Cool but bad.
Well, Jay and Gable climb the ladder next. They fight to the top. They're going at it. Gable grabs a hold of the hook.
Mm-hmm. Which I thought, I was like, oh, God.
Oh, no.
I said, oh, Gable with the money in the bank. Talk about problems.
Gable in the bank, and the master in the bank, which is hysterical, by the way.
Yeah.
But then he does the classic spot where the ladder disappears and he's holding on. I think that something was supposed to happen there, like Jey Uso was going to spear him off or kick him off or something. I think that he just couldn't hold on any longer, and he fell and crashed. He crashed and hit the mat.
Probably they were going to do like WrestleMania 17 with the TLC 2 where Edge speared Jeff Hardy off of. That was my first thought that they were going to do, but sometimes in these matches you think you have it all figured out, but other elements come into play. Anyway.
Well, this was the part where we all thought Jey Uso was winning the championship or winning the Money in the Bank, because he climbs, he's almost got it, and then McIntyre picks up a ladder and tosses at him like a freaking javelin dart.
Yes.
Like a javelin dart.
Yes.
Knocks Jey Uso off, and then they did it. They really did it. Drew McIntyre climbs up, unhooks the briefcase. It was real life. Which, by the way, the briefcase has said Vought International for our boys.
Yeah, the boys, yeah.
If you've never seen the boys, caution yourself. It's a little intense, but I highly recommend it. One of my favorite shows on television. Anyways, he grabs the briefcase.
Way to do product placement, though, WWE. Huh?
That's a good product placement there. Vought International. Yeah.
But he wins.
He wins. And this is what I want to talk about, because later in the night we'll talk about what happens, but I guess we can talk about it now. We can skip ahead a little bit. Drew McIntyre, like you said earlier in the show, cashes in in the triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
After the referee made the craziest mistake I've ever seen. It wasn't long between Seth Rollins and Priest before this happens, but 1, 2, and then Priest never kicks out.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, Seth Rollins should have been crowned world champion right there, because that was a blatant 3 count.
Absolutely.
But even Seth Rollins acknowledges it, that the referee's decision final. Refs make mistakes in every sports. Makes mistakes in every sports.
Yeah.
But that was such a big fuck up right there. That was a pole behind the curtain, if you will.
It was. It really was. I think that Damian was probably knocked out. His bell was rung.
I think so too. I think he was out on his feet or out on his back.
I think the referee panicked a bit. You're talking about a World Heavyweight Championship match. Either way, if he would have hit that 3 count, Seth would have been champion, and it would have fell through on all the plans that they had, because it segued into the next segment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, again, you can call audibles all you want, but it'll be very messy.
Real quick, before we get to the next audible part, I have some audio I want to cut to, because I was watching we watched Money in the Bank as a family, and I opened up with, and my son was watching it, who is an avid, huge Jey Uso fan. We play the WWE 2K24 game, and he always wants to get Jey Uso. He loves Jey Uso. Well, this was his reaction to Jey Uso not winning the Money in the Bank. Listen to this, folks.
Did he say you shit the bed?
You shouldn't have got the briefcase.
Oh.
He was not happy that Drew McIntyre got the briefcase. He was not happy.
Who would be happy? I wasn't.
Oh. So, we go back to it. Drew McIntyre walks right out, and he's got the briefcase. And just like you said earlier, he said, "I'm gonna cash in. I'm gonna shoot my shot." Makes it a triple threat match. He cashes it in, and this is the point I was gonna bring up before CM Punk comes out, and we talk about that. It must have been an insane creative decision that they had to sacrifice the Money in the Bank to further along the story between Punk and Drew McIntyre. Because then what really had to go through their heads, they had to say, I'm going to waste a year's worth of creative over this. We're going to waste the surprise pops. We're going to waste a cash in. All of that had to go through the creative director's head before they made this decision.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty powerful stuff.
I think so too. I mean, honestly, in years past, and even in current year, the Money in the Bank briefcase is just something that you hold. Again, it's a little prop in a bigger picture. You know what I mean? And I think they did the right thing. A lot of people on the internet streets were not happy about it. They're saying you wasted time. This could have been, Jey Uso's moment. It could have been anybody else to give them that shining spot. But to me, it's the principle, right? You have the most powerful entity in your hand, the Money in the Bank briefcase. It can make you a star. It can make you a legend if done right. Right?
Right.
Drew thought he had it. Drew thought, I'm going to be world champion. I'm telling you, and it was this confidence and this cocky attitude, but you have somebody by the name of Phil Brooks, CM Punk, who comes in and takes those big moments from him. That is what's driving the story. These major milestone moments in Drew McIntyre's career is being jettisoned because of CM Punk. And it furthered the story along. Yes, I get people who understand, I understand people's feelings when it comes down to the Money in the Bank. And it should be given to somebody and it'll make them a star. I get it. But like you said, sacrificing the Money in the Bank is, to me, the right call to move this story along. Plus, I don't think, to me, they might have not have had Money in the Bank plans for the men's winner.
They might not have. Well,
so are we going to have a year's worth of a guy just holding a briefcase? You know what I mean?
Right.
I think it was the right decision. They weren't going to do anything with it. We're going to make it meaningful, and we're going to have a failed cash in.
There it is.
There it is.
Had it for at least a half an hour, maybe ish.
Yeah, probably the shortest Money in the Bank hold. I don't know if that's actual record, but probably the shortest Money in the Bank hold ever.
I think I don't know if that still belongs to Alexa Bliss after this weekend, because Alexa Bliss, remember when she got the briefcase and then went and cashed it in that same night.
Yeah.
Well, tell us what happened when CM Punk ran out. What happened, Jeremy? Tell us what happened.
When CM Punk ran out, beat the hell out of them. CM Punk came from out of the ring. You know, Samantha Irvin is over there ring announcing. And sometimes when the ring announcers, okay, when a guy is or a gal is cashing in Money in the Bank, the ring announcer takes so long to say that they're cashing in Money in the Bank. And I love Samantha to death, but she took forever. Oh, Drew McIntyre is now cashing in his Money in the Bank contract. This is going to be a blah, 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 blah. We don't need to know that. Just say he's cashing in. It doesn't mean anything, you know?
Right.
But yeah, Drew McIntyre beats I'm sorry, not Drew McIntyre, but CM Punk once again thwarts Drew McIntyre's dream of being World Heavyweight Champion.
He screwed him. He choked him with a cable. He beat the shit out of him with a chair.
With chairs and the belts, the very catalyst that he was trying to get, whacked him in the head with the belt. What can you say? What can you say? Right? So, again, like I said, CM Punk did it. CM Punk is the big bad boogeyman in Drew McIntyre's dreams.
Unfortunately, he's Baba Yaga.
I don't know who that is, but...
That's boogeyman, I think, in Russian.
Oh, okay. And if Drew dreams broken dreams, he's been dreaming them quite a bit.
Well, he was pissed post-show because he came out during the post-show, which I thought was interesting that WWE is doing these post-show shows. And he came out shirtless in jeans and was pissed, screaming. You couldn't really hear what he was saying. He knocks out a couple referees, and then he throws an elbow and hits Adam Pearce square in the mouth.
Yep.
Square in the mouth.
Drew even said he knew where Punk's family lives. And that is a very, very strong statement. Now you're threatening family. That's insane to me. Wade Barrett was trying to hold him back. Just trying to say, you'll get Punk, but don't do it like this because you won't get him at all. You won't have a job because look what you just did.
He said, you hit him again, your career is over.
Absolutely. Which I think Adam Pearce is the worst Raw general manager of all time. He has lost complete control of his entire show. I would make a better Raw general manager than he would because he's letting this Brit by the name of Nick Aldis run all over him. And you have the flagship show of the WWE that's going to Netflix in several months, and you have a cuck general manager like this guy. Sorry.
Jeremy
Baldy is not doing his job. Do your job, Baldy. He's not doing too well
tonight.
Anyway, what happened next? We skipped ahead.
Well, we skipped ahead, so we'll go back a little bit. Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn Intercontinental Championship. Everyone thought that Braun Breaker was going to win the championship.
I thought so.
Talked about it on Raw that he did not. I thought he was going to as well. He ran the ropes so fast, hits the Steiner liner. He runs those, what did they say he runs those ropes at? Like 25 miles an hour or something like that?
I think a little bit more. I think that was like 30 some odd miles.
Oh,
that's pretty fast for a human being.
Fast human being to be running, man.
And that should scare you because of how quick he is. But I mean,
Sammy fought back like the underdog that he is. He really did.
And he did come into the match kind of as the underdog.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he fought like hell, but I think Braun, he realizes what he has to do to beat Sami Zayn, and that's just probably tear out his heart or something because he has too much heart, you know? But you know Sami Zayn, he's a fighter, and he was a fighter throughout that entire match. I think he just barely scathed by. Braun Breaker, that young dude, is a very, very tough challenger for Mr. Sami Zayn, and I don't think he can keep up. I think probably at SummerSlam or Bad Blood or something like that, the Intercontinental Championship is going to go to Braun Breaker.
Well, Sammy hits a Blue Thunder Bomb.
Yeah.
And then Braun Breaker kicks out. He's got Zayn near the announce table. Breaker landed that signature clothesline from the ring apron, which I thought was pretty cool, when he jumped literally from the ring apron and hit Sami Zayn with the clothesline.
Yeah.
And then I don't really remember how it went, but Breaker went for a spear, but it was kind of very WrestleMania Roman Reigns versus Cody finishy kind of thing. Sammy breaks up the spear, and Breaker kind of leans into the ropes, and then Sammy hits the Helluva kick and gets the pin. Underdog pin, 1, 2, 3. He's still your champion.
Yeah. For how much longer, I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows? Trish Stratus was the host of Money in the Bank, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
MILF. All right.
Jeremy said it. I did it. I want to put that on record that Jeremy said it. I did it.
God.
She comes out to announce that the sun is setting, because who makes a surprise appearance? But you can't see him. John Cena.
You can see him
runs out to the ring, and
Yeah.
he holds up a flag thingy that towel thing that he has, and he says, "This is the last time," or something like that. The last time is now.
Yep.
And then he cuts a promo in the ring. He says that this is his retirement tour. He's got 30 to 40 dates booked, that he wants to get back in the ring with some more people. But his final match will take place in our hometown in WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Officially, I announce my retirement from the WWE, says John Cena.
The whole WrestleMania thing actually is inaccurate. It is what they're doing is actually all year throughout 2025. So from January to December, he will have 30 or 40 dates that he'll have. But yes, WrestleMania 41 will be his last WrestleMania, but he still has he'll still have a whole year up until December of 2025 for this retirement tour. So it's going to be good. They're trying to work out, I think, a little more. There's not much detail, but we still have a whole year and a half with John Cena.
We're getting old, man. The sun is setting on, because I could have sworn it was a couple weeks ago that I was 8 years old watching him. That's 22 years later, man.
My brother, put it in
22
context.
years later.
To put it all in context, my brother was a month and a half when John Cena debuted. Wow. So he's 22 now. So
yeah.
The time is indeed now for John Cena. The sun is indeed setting on the in-ring competition side of John Cena. I know that he's going to be filming Peacemaker soon, so I know those dates are going to get a little bit in the way of that 2025 tour. But, it's going to be a very hard moment to see John Cena, hang up the jorts.
Hang up the jorts. There it is. Yep.
But the matches that he could have is what intrigues me. I mean, you can have him against these young guys, John Cena, Carmelo Hayes. You can have it against John Cena and CM Punk even said he wants one more.
He wants to get back one. Yep.
I say the biggest one that I want to see one last time is Cena and Randy Orton. One more.
I was going to say the same thing.
One more go.
Exact same thing.
And I think they'll make it happen. And that should be the cherry on top. One of his all-time rivals. He should do it.
The Batman, Joker and Batman.
Yep, absolutely. Peanut and jelly. They
That
just
should
go
be
together.
it.
That should be it.
Because when I think of my younger days of loving WWE,
Hmm.
I think of John Cena versus Randy Orton.
Oh yeah.
I think of that story. So, we talked about the World Championship match, and then next came the Women's Money in the Bank match.
Which I liked that one.
Which I liked it too. It was, even though it was awkward and a little flimsy around some of the furniture, I should say.
Yeah.
It was a good match, and I think it stole the show. I really did.
Absolutely. I think the women went all out.
They did. Chelsea Green, Zoe Stark, Naomi, Io Sky. Who am I missing?
And Chelsea Green.
Lyra Valkyra.
Yeah.
And of course, Tiffany Stratton.
Yep.
Well, we start the match off with Chelsea Green. She wants to climb the ladder, but then
She's afraid of heights.
She's afraid of heights. The announcers tell her she's afraid of heights, but she's got a ladder and she's knocking Naomi and Zoe off the aprons in the ring with the ladder. Yeah. So that was pretty funny. But Io interrupts it, hits the drop kick on Chelsea. Lyra hits the fisherman suplex on Io onto the ladder. Mm-hmm. And that was a hard, that was like the introduction to, oh shit, here we go. Because Io hits that fisherman suplex onto the ladder. Lyra, oh, God bless her neck. God bless her neck. Well, Lyra gets up and tries to go for a springboard, but Zoe caught her and hits a Samoan drop again, now onto a ladder. And I said, these ladies are throwing it to the wind.
Yeah.
They are throwing it to the wind.
Mm-hmm.
And then Zoe landed on top of, like, she got on top of the rope, got a senton, and she hit the back of her head on the ladder. Yeah. Smacked the back of her head on the ladder. And I was like, oh my God, these girls are throwing all cash. They're throwing it to the wind.
They are. Caution to the wind. Yep.
Caution to the wind is going out the door.
I don't think caution was a part of that, but you know.
I could not believe what I was seeing. I could not believe what I was seeing. They were hurting each other, man. They were really, and some of them were hurting each other on accident. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it like this was flimsy, but I
think some made up for it. Some made up
for it. Yeah. Tiffany Stratton finally she's the dark horse of this match. She hits the Alabama slam on Naomi, who then crashes into a ladder. Stratton takes out Lyra, takes out Zoe, takes out Naomi, and then she swanton bombs to the outside. She takes off everybody. She takes out everybody.
Yeah.
We have another comment. Someone said, hey guys. Let's see.
Who's somebody?
Summer Hall, another person that we went to high school with.
Oh, hey.
Said, hey guys. Hey Summer, how are you? How's everything? So, Tiffany, beautiful swanton to the outside. And then a crazy ass moment. The most gnarly, violent spot that I see happened. And I'm going to give you a cheering just right away for that. Because Io Sky takes, I think it was Lyra. Am I right? Was it Lyra?
Yeah.
She takes Lyra and hits her with this like massive, like, I don't even know, fisherman's buster, like Falcon Arrow type thing onto the ladder. But Io gets just as hurt, and she sold that like the devil left her body.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord. It was one of those moments where I was like, oh my Lord, what just happened? You both just hurt yourself. Oh, it made me pull my hair back. It made me pull it back.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're consummate professionals, though.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. All within the meantime, tables get set up on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And then between Tiffany Stratton and Chelsea Green, who kind of set up a little bit of a alliance.
Mm-hmm.
Some more things happen in the ring. Everybody's down. Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton are the last ones in the ring. Chelsea climbing to the top. This is it. Chelsea's going to win. Chelsea's going to win the championship or the Money in the Bank. And then Tiffy Toodles pushes her off, and she goes flying, takes a bump, crashes outside the ring through 2 tables.
Don't ever slander Chelsea Green, anybody.
No.
She was the MVP of that match. So
Holy shit. Holy shit. Tiffany climbs up. It's Tiffy time, baby. It's Tiffy time, and I could not be more happier. Woo! Tiffany Stratton is Mrs. Money in the Bank. Oh, baby. Woo! Get the duck boats ready.
Bites.
Get the guns. Get the guns. Shoot them up in the air. Get the duck bites ready.
to
Fireworks.
Because of those sound bites. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yes, we all knew that Tiffany Stratton was going to be the one to take the Money in the Bank. She's that good.
Yes.
And we know it. And the women's division needs to be on notice. This girl is smart. Not only is she talented, but she's smart. She has a great IQ. So, she's not your Paris Hilton type person. Okay.
No. She said she's going to redo the briefcase. She's got it covered in pink.
We knew that was going to happen. Happen. But a feeling is, if you watch the Money in the Bank by the numbers, they said that the women's Money in the Bank has 100% success rate.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
don't know about this time around because you have you have a very competitive field now. I mean, look at what's happening with Liv and Rhea, and look what's happening with Nia Jax and Bayley coming up to SummerSlam, right?
True.
And I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. But she could or she couldn't. But I just have a feeling like you can't keep it up forever because the men's Money in the Bank briefcase had a few years of 100% success rate. But,
maybe this is the time. Maybe you're right. I don't know. But I feel like it's Tiffy time, baby, that she's going to get a championship around her waist.
Yeah. Who knows?
This could be the superstardom, the rockets shoot into space.
I think it is, but I just have a feeling like maybe it's too soon. But again, I don't run creative, so who knows what's going to happen in the next year. But congratulations.
Yes. Yes. I think she might hold on to it for a while. It's going to be a long time. It's going to be a long time.
She'll be very calculated. So. That goddamn soundbite. Anyway.
Listen, they gave me the keys to the soundbite, and I'm going to use them.
Oh, man. Is there a way to, override them? Anyway. We're giving this man too much control, folks. Too much control.
Too much control. It's Riverside. Riverside gave us hope. Anyways.
Anyway.
So, the Bloodline versus Team Cody versus Team RKO with Cody versus the Bloodline.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And that interesting that they decided to main event with that.
Yeah.
They mentioned also, which I thought was pretty hysterical, Jay Uso having a problem with the law, and
Well, he
what's
did.
his name?
True.
The wolf guy, I forget his name already. Jacob Fatu
Fatu.
also having a problem with the law and the Canadians not wanting them to come into their country. So
Well,
Triple H had to actually get involved and stop them from disbarring the Fatus from coming into the country.
well, yeah. I mean, well, if you have a DUI, you're not allowed in Canada. You can't cross the border. So, it's their law. So, yes, he almost didn't make it. I mean, I heard
Almost didn't make it. I
I
don't know how hell or, but here's the thing, that when you've got get away with murder money, you can pretty much do anything.
I'm sure of it. I mean, but it's a DUI. I mean, I don't know.
It's a DUI, yeah.
It's
Well,
a DUI.
what is Jacob Fatu? What was his problem? Was it the same thing?
I don't know. I just know Jay's situation. I know when he was trying to get through, they weren't allowing him to go. So I don't know what Fatu's case is, but yeah, I know Jay Uso's case. Thank God he made it because it was
fuck
close.
Around and find out. That's what the Usos need to
understand.
understand.
Yeah, but you pretty much have a great boss.
Yep.
Triple H, who has a lot of faith in you, is saying, "I'll fix it."
I'll fix it. Yeah.
He fixed it.
He fixed it. They were there. Who was not there? Paul Heyman. And that's because the SmackDown prior, they had a ceremony where the Fatus and the Tongans were acknowledging Solo Sikoa as the new tribal chief, which I do not. I do not. And they had the red lei, the Samoan lei, and
the Ulafala.
Ulafala. And Paul Heyman says, "I love you, Solo, but you are not my tribal chief."
Well, you have to draw the line somewhere.
Right.
Hold on 1 second. I gotta turn on the light. I'm dark here.
You're getting a little dark, yeah.
Yeah. So, he did say he's not his tribal chief. And that, to me, was like, he's like, yep. I took it. I took it as face value. And, Paul Heyman told the truth.
He didn't shave. I heard that he didn't sleep, so he made himself look even crazier.
Oh, give him an Academy Award. Give him an
Academy Award.
Whatever you want to give him, give it to him, because he really swerved. He really, really played the part well. And it seems to me that whenever Roman Reigns is gone, his hair gets white because you can't control him.
Can't control him. Yeah.
He called this version of the Bloodline criminals and thugs.
He did. They are.
They are.
They are.
This bloodline is crazy though. But
they're nuts.
Honestly, you power bombed. Oh, I think I got too ahead of myself, but Solo Sikoa's Samoan Spike, the wise man. Yep. And the three members of the bloodline, I think it was Tama Tonga, Fatu, and Solo Sikoa power bombed the wise man through a table, and we haven't seen him since. So
he was not there in Toronto.
I have a feeling that he has probably made a call to the real tribal chief, and he is on his way soon.
Yeah. Well, during this three-way match, Jacob Fatu was an absolute fucking nightmare. He was insane.
Oh yeah.
Kevin Owens was great. Tonga got a thumb in the eye, tags in him Jacob Fatu. But Orton threw Fatu out. He goes to hit him with the signature DDT. He does, and Jacob immediately stands right back up.
No sells it. Yep.
No sells it. Hits him with the Samoan drop on Randy Orton.
Yep.
Because Orton turns around and starts going for the fists that he does, like I'm going to start coiling the snake.
Yeah.
And he sees Jacob Fatu and shit his pants.
Yeah. Jacob Fatu is a real killer in already. I mean, it doesn't preface. I mean, it doesn't. His run in WWE does not really show what he had done in the Indies, because he was a lot crazier in the Indies.
He was.
This is a
he was
very
insane.
calmed.
This was a slow down and also like 50 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu.
This is a Diet Coke Jacob Fatu.
The Coke Zero, if you will.
The Coke Zero, no sugar added, no calories. Jacob Fatu.
Well, we may get some though. This might be we might get a regular Coca-Cola Jacob Fatu coming up soon.
Probably.
Well, Cody hits a Cody Cutter on Tama Tonga, sends Jacob Fatu to the outside, hits a suicide dive on Solo, one again for Tonga Loa, but then Solo hits the spear. He's using the spear now, and he hits the spear on Cody. Cody kicks out though, 2 count.
Yeah.
And then there's a referee spot. Solo hits the referee. Cody hits Solo with the crossroads. Orton hit him with an RKO on Sikoa. You could have counted to 1,000.
Sure thing.
Counted to 1,000.
Sure thing.
And then they decide, you know what? The referee's still down. We're gonna go outside, and they go to set him up for the shield bomb, if you will, the triple power bomb.
Yeah.
But Jacob Fatu, the werewolf, cuts him off. He stops him, hits him with super kicks left and right, and then they throw Fatu, but he crashes into the ref on the steel steps. And I thought, that's a crazy bump right there. I was like,
whoosh.
Whoosh on that one. I said, wow, that is a bump.
Yeah.
Good for the referee. But Owens lands a frog splash on Fatu from the barricade onto the announce table. Diving Owens. Owens just loves to jump off shit. We all know that. Cody ducks the Samoan spikes. He hits two crossroads. Goes for the third one, but Fatu hits a springboard senton. Fatu held up Cody for a spike. He hits him, and they throw the referee back in the ring, and the referee counts to 3, and our undisputed champion, ladies and gentlemen, was pinned.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Interesting turn of events. Whoosh. An interesting turn of events.
Yes.
It does mean, I hope this means, that Solo gets his opportunity at the championship.
I think that's what we're going for.
To bring him back to the
bloodline. Yeah.
Because he feels that Roman Reigns did not hold up his end of the bargain, and he lost. He was the weak link that night at WrestleMania. So, here's how we're going to do it. We're going to have Cody versus Solo at SummerSlam. That's how it's going to work. Should they main event? I say no. I say that you have Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley, who I think is going to be the biggest story going into SummerSlam. And I believe
they should main event it. Yeah.
Main event.
Or maybe Gunther Priest is the main event.
Probably, but I think there's more to lose with Rhea. With Damian, I think there's much to lose. But if you lose Rhea, you lose the whole group of the Judgment Day. You know what I mean?
Calling it now. I think Dominic Mysterio turns on Rhea and gets that world title still for Liv Morgan.
Since the first time they came into contact with one another, they were in cahoots with one another. Cahoots, and they
cahoots. He says he cahoots.
That's what I say.
That was money in the bank. Overall, I think it was a fantastic show. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great.
Please have some control with those sound bites.
I can't. It was a great show. I thought it was a great night. I was surprised to see Cody be pinned.
Yeah.
But then I saw the post show. I stuck around. I don't know why. I do know why, because my baby fell asleep in my arms and I didn't want to move. And I stuck around and I watched the post show all the way to the end, watched the press conference. And I think that's a new thing that WWE is doing now. So, but it pisses me off. They've got 2 hours of a pre-show and then they've got like an hour and a half of a post-show after the pay-per-view. The 2 hour pre-show is pissing me off, I gotta say. We found that out when we did the live thing of Scotland.
Yeah. They'll figure that out soon.
They'll figure it out. I don't know about you, but I don't think I can go any longer to talk about NXT Heatwave, which was the next day after.
Yeah.
Probably have to do that on another episode.
Yes.
But I would like to say our next pay-per-view is SummerSlam, correct?
It is.
Are you going?
Can't. I should have bought tickets. I should have bought plane tickets.
Yeah.
When they were on sale like that, I should have just done it. I thought if I waited a while, the prices would stay the same. It's skyrocketed. Plus Airbnbs near Cleveland Browns Stadium is pretty high because of the event. So unfortunately, but we will make it to WrestleMania in April.
Yes.
For sure. You got that out of me. And depending on where Survivor Series is, I really want to go see War Games. I hope it's around. I'll try to make it there, but unfortunately, SummerSlam is just not on the cards.
Well, we'll
you
be
have an
live streaming.
Soundbite for that one.
I don't have an soundbite.
Okay. No. All right.
Wait, we can upload some. It gave us the option today to start finding uploads of more sound bites, so
this guy's out of control.
I might find some more sound bites that aren't copyrighted, and
you don't have to
save them up.
You don't have to.
But we will live stream SummerSlam like we did Clash in the Castle, and going forward, we'll have some more episodes. We'll probably get together, see what happens on SmackDown. Probably look forward to seeing us again later in the week where we'll talk about NXT Heatwave, SmackDown, and anything else that we missed. I appreciate all of the live viewers tonight that we've had. Thank you so much for you guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Sorry.
Sorry,
always, Grandma, for the language.
Yes. Apologize to anybody for the language, but as always, we are
powered by Riverside FM.
Our fans here at Riverside FM, thank you so much. And that's it for me. Anything else for you? Is it time to hit the outro music?
We'll hit the outro music and we'll get the sound bites off of him. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Next time.
My name is AJ East Coast. I have been your host.